Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and this is a breakdown of the TV trailer for Marvel's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a TV spot that I have mentioned in other videos, but now that we have a full high-quality version of it, literally every frame of this is filled with new visual clues that we must discuss. This time without me ruining a Super Bowl party by spitting out a mouthful of guac to scream, "Bah, zombie Wanda!" From Wolverine sightings to Wundagore Mountain, I'm gonna break it all down. Let's go!
What do you know about the multiverse?
We should tell him the truth. Careful, Stephen. This path exacts a heavy toll.
Holy Cthon! They straight up cut a different trailer with almost all different shots than the one released online. So let's go through it. The first shot shows Doctor Strange, Christine Palmer, and America Chavez right before Strange opens that hatch to the ruins of what I assume to be the Utopian Parallel, the home dimension of America Chavez. But here you can more clearly see that Christine is wearing the pale blue wardrobe that she wears under her white lab coat while working in the Illuminati detention sector. So this may be after Strange escapes with her and that multiversal detainee, America Chavez. But they're coming from a basement that I at first thought could have been the Sanctum Sanctorum Undercroft, but the overhead lights are different than in Spider-Man No Way Home, so instead this looks like a kind of furniture warehouse or depot where wooden bed frames and cribs are stored. Maybe the multiversal space where all those alternate cribs and beds and couches and chairs from Wanda's Westview house, each time the furniture got redecorated, this could be the backstage where they were stored before she conjured them up into her Hex puppet show. But the big detail here is the fact that Strange is using the Eye of Agamotto, opening it with the same hand gesture that he used when he opened it in the 2016 film, except then he crossed his arms to unwind the metallic pieces to reveal the time stone's green glow from within. Now he widens his arms to unlock it to reveal a golden glow that seems to be opening this hatch. Maybe a backup, more analog version of using sling ring technology to open portals through realities, because otherwise we don't see sling ring portals in any of this footage. We have been wondering since No Way Home why Strange still wears the Eye of Agamotto if the time stone was atomized in Endgame, and since the necklace itself was destroyed during Strange's battle with Thanos in Infinity War, this might give us the answer. Beyond housing an Infinity Stone that allows time manipulation, this Eye of Agamotto contains other kinds of magic that allows for manipulation of the material world, perhaps bypassing other magical barriers, like some anti-sling ring portal spell. Then we get another quick shot of Defender Strange, his striped hair tied back mid-fight against that ribbon-based monster in the Utopian Parallel, part of a sequence where he may be rescuing America Chavez. Here you can see more of the entity's ribbony anatomy and how each strand is actually marked with glowing runes, many of which match the general shape of the Eye of Agamotto. I still like this idea of this creature being Cyttorak, since its body looks somewhat like the glowing crimson bands of Cyttorak that Strange used on Thanos in Infinity War. But it could also be some other mystic being from Strange's history, like one of the entities Strange Supreme absorbed in What If Episode 4, because later in this, Strange releases serpentine dragons like the ones Strange absorbed in that episode. Then we see the Sorcerers of Kamar-Taj mounting their defenses with eldritch shields and rows of archers. I like this overhead shot giving us the full spatial geography of the compound. You can see that tree in the central courtyard. That's the same tree that Strange walked past in the 2016 film during his training in Kamar-Taj. And then on the upper mezzanine level, in the center of that battalion, a bonfire is burning, making me wonder if this is a kind of mystical torch lit as a beacon for other sorcerers to come defend the home base, like the warning beacons of Gondor in Lord of the Rings. Then a shot of Scarlet Witch Wanda trapped, surrounded by shards of mirror glass. This could be an attempt by Strange or Wong or Mordo to trap her in the mirror dimension during a fight, like Strange was trapped in the mirror dimension the first time he used the Eye of Agamotto time stone. Or it could be something like the crystallic prison that Strange and the Watcher used in What If, but those spiked shards actually look more like the tortuous spell used by Ebony Maw on Strange in Infinity War. The tips of Wanda's fingers here are black and even further down on her fingers than when we saw her in her seance in the other footage, meaning she may be further along in her descent. And behind her is a glowing orange ring that looks like it is part of the flooring of the Kamar-Taj courtyard, meaning this could be part of that sequence. Then Mordo raises a sword to Strange in that same room as the Illuminati panel with the chairs on the dais, and you can see that there's actually an empty space between the two sets of 3 chairs, and if we assume that that spot is for Charles Xavier's wheelchair or his hover chair, that would mean a 7-member Illuminati. And this shot of Mordo is actually briefly illuminated by the flash of an explosion, so he may be raising his sword to release Strange to free him so that he can help the Illuminati against an external threat from Wanda. Then a low angle shows America Chavez directly directly beneath Gargantos, showing us some close-ups of his slimy tentacles and toothed orifices. This may be how America eventually defeats him, by kicking a star portal into his belly. There's an interesting match cut from Strange in the alternate version of the Sanctum with the Darkhold to Christine Palmer walking down the aisle, also with a circular window framed directly behind her head. And then our clearest shot of Defender Strange, the moment he saves America Chavez in the foreground from the ribbon monster in the background. This Strange with the stripes in his hair is the same one who later gets zombified, which might have been something he did to himself as a kind of self-sacrifice. But here, he uses a three-dimensional version of Eldritch magic surrounding his fist, which I presume is a more powerful upgrade of the normally flat discs of Eldritch magic that Strange has normally used. Then as Strange faces the Illuminati panel, the back of Charles Xavier's head slides forward in the foreground, that smooth motion indicating that he may be sitting in a hover chair as he did in the revised timeline at the end of Days of Future Past, and of course in the 90s animated series, which is coming back as X-Men 97 to Disney+, and this Charles may be a live-action version of that character. Now, it's not good to get something intended for someone else, whether it's a restaurant order or a medical diagnosis, so you want to get the thing intended for you. Well, thanks to Helix, you can get the mattress made for you. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding customized to fit your needs and shipped right to your door. Helix has a sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. I took the quiz and I got matched with a Dusk Luxe Helix mattress because I wanted a medium firm mattress with lumbar support that sleeps cool. I've had it for over a year, I still love it. I've even moved with it. It's as good as new. Helix delivers your mattress right to your door for free. It comes rolled up in a surprisingly small box and is super easy to set up yourself. Helix has a 100-night sleep trial, so you can get more than 3 months to make sure you love it. If you don't, they will pick it up for you and you will get a full refund. But you're gonna love this mattress. I love my Helix and I think you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. You can click the link below or go to helixsleep.com/rockstars and get up to $200 off your Helix mattress. Then Christine Palmer in her lab coat as other Illuminati scientists flee through the lobby region of the Illuminati HQ that's shot in the British Museum in London as Ultron sentries charge forward past them and America Chavez watches from inside a container cell. And in the background, you can see purple colored monitors displaying something and yellow emergency lights flashing all over this room. So part of the Illuminati's mission must be to detain multiversal fugitives, and this alternate reality Christine Palmer works for that sector. I've speculated that among these prisoners could be Wanda's children, Billy and Tommy, and that's why she's breaking into this place. Those purple screens might be showing a multiversal version of Cerebro that this Charles Xavier constructed to locate other beings throughout the multiverse, but I want to dig into that in another video. And we gotta assume Wanda is what they're fleeing here from that other gnarly shot of the bloody face, which also had these interesting black stains on her top. Those stains could actually be from the Ultron sentries that she slayed, releasing an oily discharge like their blood, like when she ripped Ultron's robot heart from his chest in Age of Ultron. Then a shot of Wanda whipping her head around mid-fight in this setting with a ringed wall pattern behind her. We actually saw America Chavez fighting in this temple in the online version of the trailer. Those wall markings look a lot like the page for the Scarlet Witch in the Darkhold. And in that shot, America leaps off an altar that on the sides shows a circle with a horned animal in the center. Maybe the same Baphomet's skull on the wall of Agatha's basement. So I'll explain where I think this is at the end of the video. Gonna make you stick around. Then this awesome shot that many of us called Zombie Wanda. But despite her zombie-esque appearance, much like the rotting Defender Strange, I don't think this is exactly zombie Wanda from What If. I really just think her scary, haggard appearance and glowing red eyes is just this incarnation of Wanda's evil identity using red chaos magic to open a portal from one place to another. In this case, it looks like she's arriving from an industrial setting, something that looks a lot like the old Hydra lab where she and Pietro were experimented on, and portaling into an entirely new setting that has display cases like either one of the Sanctums or the British Museum home of the Illuminati. I like how her chaos magic creates a snaky, sinister, invasive quality compared to the sparkle portals or the TVA time doors that we're used to seeing. By the way, yeah, we should just take a second to note that we never in any of this footage see any of the standard MCU sorcerer sling ring sparkle portals. Instead, every portal is one kind of practical door opening into a new setting, kind of like the Adjustment Bureau or the back doors of the Matrix sequels or Willy Wonka's magic door. It just makes me think that one of these governing authorities, like the Illuminati, might have dictated a disabling of sling ring portals after Doctor Strange and his little buddies misused them in the past, doing this as a kind of way to limit the movement of multiversal fugitives, forcing Strange to use his Eye of Agamotto as a kind of hack to unlock all locked doors and teleport into new places. Then a close-up of zombified Defender Strange. Again, you can tell by the hair stripes, same same guy, his face and his hand now rotting. Now the wounds on his hands actually look a lot like when they were broken after his car accident. And I may be reaching here, I always gotta do it at least once per video. But in addition to his cheek rotting away, across his face are 3 slashes, like ones that would be caused by a certain famous set of adamantium claws. You gotta imagine if Wolverine came across this creeper on a mountain, he would go for the head. But ultimately, I think Strange's rotting state here is a result of the smoky demonic entities that he is struggling with in this moment. Because the way his hand fans open suddenly, as those wisps snake around his fingers, make it seem like those other spirits are inhabiting his flesh and eating away at it. And as this Strange poses with his arms fanned out behind him in the final shot, it is worth noting that these dark skeletons are emerging from a rift in reality itself, a torn curtain effect similar to reality splitting open in Spider-Man No Way Home. So these things could be coming from a shadow realm, something like the MCU's version of hell. But this whole mountain, where is this? My first thought of this mountaintop was Everest in the Himalayas, where the Ancient One stranded Strange in the 2016 film, but if you notice, across that range is another structure, and that could be the Scarlet Witch Darkhold Temple that we saw earlier, the shot with Wanda and the shot of America Chavez on that altar. And that could make this mountain Wundagore Mountain, a critical place from Marvel lore where the demonic entity Chthon wrote the Darkhold, and Chthon was later entombed in this mountain, leading to the modern era where Herbert Wyndham, the High Evolutionary, experimented on his new men and oversaw the birth of Wanda Maximoff and Pietro Maximoff from a woman named Magda. This point, Chthon imbued his spirit into baby Wanda to mark her as the future Scarlet Witch, which could be why in WandaVision, this same symbolism shows up in the Darkhold and foretold that prophesized figure being Wanda Maximoff. WandaVision might have even referenced this whole backstory with that Bova milk Easter egg, Bova being the High Evolutionary experiment who nursed Wanda and Pietro when they were on this mountain in this run of the comics. So yes, folks, it looks like all kinds of Easter eggs I spotted in WandaVision are suddenly looking a lot less reachy. So we'll see who gets the last laugh. Oh no, I didn't mean for that to be you. Not you, sire, no! Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss. Follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching, bye.